Hello guys, and thank you for tuning in to this first video for this channel. Now this video here is going to serve as a bit of an introduction really to who I am, what I'm about in terms of business and a bit of my personal life, etc. Now I do just want to get a couple of things out of the way here. First of all, this video is going to be filled with a lot of ums and ahs and whatever else because I'm not used to speaking on a camera for a length of time. I'm used to 10-second bursts on Snapchat, as I'm sure a lot of people my age are nowadays. Also, the video editing in the first few videos I'm sure on this channel is not going to be amazing at all. I've got DaVinci Resolve open on this monitor here, and frankly, it looks slightly scary. There's a lot of things that I'm just not used to seeing. The interface is alien to me, but I'm sure I'll not do too bad on this video for a first time. This video will be the first video that I've ever edited, and then everything in future is going to, the production quality is going to increase. Now, if my lights do that, it means I've got a Snapchat, and if they do this, that means Snapchat again. Just wait for a second. If they do that, that means I've made a sale. I can't see it happening in the scope of this video, but because my video editing skills aren't the best, like I've already said, I don't want to make a really good clip that I can use, and then the lights start flashing, and I think, well, how do I explain that? Well, I've now explained it, so hopefully, if that happens, I'll still be able to use the clip that because I must have done 30 takes of this already, which I don't want to ruin any of them. So yeah, that's basically it for this introduction of the introduction. So let's move on to the rest of the video. Right, so now who am I? My name is MJ, and I love business. There's not much else to say on that. I love business. A job just doesn't fulfill me. Anything like that, 9 to 5 doesn't fulfill me. Exchanging time for money does not fulfill me at all. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't, that's not where I want to be in my life. As opposed to, most other people, I'm a very different thinker, as you'll find out in this video and the next ones. So I was born in Milton Keynes, and I grew up in Northampton, and I am a huge geek when it comes to anything technology related. Think phones, tablets, servers, home automation, web design, anything computer related, anything technology related, and just cool stuff in general. So as you saw up there, I've got 2 smart bulbs, and they flash when I make a sale, which is one of the things I love to do. I love integrating technology in some way with the entrepreneurial journey. So I'm gonna, have them flash red for when I gain a subscriber, or just things like that. So moving on from there, I am a massive car fan, and one of my my guilty pleasures in the car world is really powerful diesels. I love diesel in general, but I love powerful diesels because just the low end torque, it's amazing. I think my favourite diesel engine probably has to be the V10 5-litre diesel from Volkswagen, used in the Phaeton and I believe the Touareg. A Phaeton is one of those cars that they're not anything special. They're based on the Bentley Continental, but they're one of those wild card cars that would be quite cool to own. My favourite car brand has to 100% be Bentley. It's probably come from my dad because he's a massive Bentley fan. And I love the older Maybachs. Before it was Mercedes Maybach. I mean, everyone knew before that they were Mercedes. Everyone knew that. But before they became Mercedes Maybach, as in Mercedes being the brand and Maybach being the model almost, I love everything pre that era. I kind of think Mercedes ruined it by removing the Maybach branding being front and centre. But oh well. So moving on from there, when it comes to business, I have a really varied approach. Sometimes I can tread carefully and kind of test the water, for lack of a better term, and sometimes I go in full force and I just try my luck. So something I'm not proud of, but previously I'd start businesses and I'd procrastinate. Wow, I'd procrastinate really bad, like a total idiot potato lemon thing. but I've kind of managed to mostly get myself out of that bad habit, and that's why this YouTube channel is here, because I said to myself I wanted to do it at some point, so why not do it now? I don't think there's enough people on YouTube talking about business that haven't really got much, or at least don't say they've got much. You know what I mean? So there's too many Ty Lopez's running around renting things from Airbnb and giving it all of this when really they kind of don't have so much. And that's not a bad thing. That's a marketing tactic, and if they've got value to share with people, and that's what gets people going, and they do it properly, then there's nothing wrong with that. But in my personal opinion, there's not enough people on YouTube that are quite honest and transparent. So that's what I'm trying to be here. So even though I'm only 20, I believe that I've got a really good grasp on how money really works. For example, instead of saving, investing, and also turning liabilities into assets. So and I've learnt that through reading books and watching YouTube videos and things like that. And one of the things that I love to do with my time is if I'm struggling with something else, I love to learn new things. So whether that's watching YouTube videos, reading some books, reading a blog, things like that. So I think that kind of wraps up this part about who I am and a little bit about how I operate. And hopefully, the reading in between the lines, you guys can see the sort of person I am, and what's going on with that. So without further ado, let's go on to the next part. Okay, so what's the channel really about? So to get started, this channel is mainly going to be about online business and personal development that aids wealth generation. I think that's the key point here, aiding wealth generation. This will include things like online business platform tutorials, for example, Shopify and Amazon, also along with any tips and tricks that I find for things like, boosting productivity and how to make the most effective use of your day and the time that you have. Now, the channel could easily branch out into other things, that follow the same ideas in terms of wealth generation and profit margin building, anything like that. And that's just to, bring you guys some good ideas and actionable, or at least, thought-provoking content to aid you guys in your journey. Because I know this is kind of sounds hipster, but we are all on a journey, and there's no point in just keeping things to yourself and not helping others. And I think that's the main thing. There you go, Snapchat. That's the main thing that this channel is really going to be about. So this little section here really is just going to give you a bit of an idea about the things that I've done in the past, and how I at least call myself an entrepreneur, or at least having the entrepreneurial mindset and way of thinking. So in the past, from the age of around 12 to 13, maybe 13 to 14, I've done quite a few cool things, such as I used to do fire and security resales, which also included CCTV. Because I used to be really interested in things like that, like I've already said. So it was a natural early business idea. I mean, one of the most simplest forms of business is resales, and my passion and hobby was fire alarm systems, etc. So put the two together, and that's what we got. Something else that I've done was speaker customization. So I'd take floor standing speakers or PA speakers or subwoofers, add LEDs to them, recarpet them, spray them, lacquer them. I would change the box slightly, the cabinet, change the crossovers, recone them, just things like that. So nothing major, but just cool little things. And I did a couple of them just for people to buy off the shelf of my local second-hand store, which I sold them to. Or I also had people that came to me and they wanted something customized. So another thing I've done, I was into, and I was like with a lot of other things I've done, I was sure that I was going to go to market with this, but I've designed some smart LED bulbs that don't have colour related brightness change. So the difference between red and blue. Even if you've got a smart bulb and you have it on 100%, or any LEDs, they're exact same wattage, same power going to them. Blue is going to be a lot brighter to the naked eye than red, simply because blue, the wavelength is different. So my plan was to measure the differences in the wavelength and the differences, and have them so that at any given percentage, they were all the same brightness, so that there wasn't like a brightness fade. That there was it's quite complicated science behind that, so that didn't go quite to plan. But my other plan for them was that they would be open source, so they could be integrated with anything, and that they would be cheap. But basically, now Xiaomi have done most of that with the Yeelights that I've now got. So another thing that I've done is I've designed a smart lamp and light shade. So one of the things is you've got a smart radiator valves, you've got smart AC units, you've got smart TVs, you've got smart bulbs. Hold up. You've got smart loads of different things, but the one thing that you don't really have are smart lampshades, and there is a lot of real estate there to add display, add some speakers in there, and have color LEDs that change the color of the shade, wash the ceiling and wash the floor. And it was just an idea, and it didn't really go anywhere. I did some mock-up designs. I spent about 3 months of my life on that, looking at how easy it would be to manufacture and source and make, and it just turned out to be a little bit too complicated for someone with limited resources like myself. Something else I've done was a phone, PC and laptop repair. I did that at home for people. I did like for sale posts on Facebook and stuff, and I also worked in a couple of shops, so that was pretty good. I've done web design. That was my times of doing web design. That was quite interesting. I don't do HTML coding. I use WYSIWYG editors like Zara or Dreamweaver, things like that. Something else has been Amazon FBA. I did all right with that. Didn't do amazingly. I had a big win, and then I got a bit complacent. I thought, wow, I've cracked this one. That was easy. I kind of just sat back and became complacent, and it slowly died a lovely little death. So I'm going to be looking back into doing Amazon FBA, because I think it is a powerful business model, but you just have to get it right. And with deals, you have to be in the right place at the right time and looking at the right things at the right time. So another thing that I've done is Shopify. I've had 2 Shopify stores, if you don't include the one that I'm running now. They both didn't do very well, but the best part is about those 2 things is that it's something that I can reapply, and I've learned from them, and I made mistakes that I quickly learned from. So in my view, I didn't really fail. I've done technology consultancy. As you can tell, maybe I'm quite clued up on basically everything technology, from Windows to Mac to Linux to FreeBSD to Solaris, home automation to servers, desktop PCs, laptops, making things work together, integrating APIs. So I did that for a little bit, and I enjoyed it. It was literally just me talking to people about what I enjoy, and they give me money, and also writing reports and stuff and showing them how to do things. That was interesting. And another thing that I've done for 3 different companies, I have been approached to, I approached them initially, and there was no interest, and then they came back to me and just offer myself as an ideas guy. So if they've got any problems within the company, I'd come in and see if I can figure something out. Because if I don't figure something out, they don't pay me. They haven't lost anything. I haven't lost anything. If anything, I've gained a bit of experience. Whether that be talking to people or something like that. So. Yeah, that was interesting. I never got paid from that because my ideas weren't quite good enough. But I'm sure 2 of them actually implemented basically what I'd said after. But they didn't sign anything. I didn't sign anything. So there's nothing I can do there. Again, not signing things. Lesson learned. So let's move on to the next one. All right, so where am I and what I have? Basically, if I'm honest, nowhere and nothing, or at least not compared to where I would be if I'd have adopted a better mindset a lot earlier on. I'm talking, 14, 15, 16, having the sort of mindset I'm trying to have now, and to some extent do have. Because even though I'm only 20, and a lot of people may question this one, but even though I'm only 20, I really feel like I'm running out of time fairly quick to get something that sticks, to make me my initial capital to then reinvest. I feel like at this age I should be a lot further than where I am to be able to get to where I want to be. So, a bit more background then about where I am and what I have. At the minute, I live in a shared house with just one room to myself, which is this. Welcome to my bedroom / office. So, you know, I am downstairs though, so I do basically have the exclusive use of the downstairs bathroom, which is the best bathroom in the house, which is, you know, it's pretty good. I don't really have many possessions apart from my laptop and my monitors. By the way, the first piece of productivity boosting content, if you guys aren't using multiple monitors yet, look into it, especially for online business or just anything. I'd be lost without one now. The increase in, I literally right now have video editing open here, my video clips open here. But for example, I could be watching a YouTube video here, reading a blog about the same thing here, and implementing it here. It's just a brilliant workflow. And also Windows, the snap feature that allows you to do half and half screen Windows 10 isn't the best, but it tries to simulate multi monitors. So yeah, not really many possessions. The biggest thing I own, Windows. You should not be playing audio while recording audio. That's naughty. Let's just mute that. So the biggest thing I own really is my my car, which is a Saab 9.3 diesel. But it's been off the road for a little while as the ECU has seemingly died. I mean, I think it's just like the ECU can't communicate with the rest of the car. I think it's a wiring issue. It'd take me 3 days with a multimeter just doing continuity tests. But while the car is off the road, I can't go out and easily spend money. Instead, I am here, and I'm sitting here not so easily making money. So it's the play off of car working, going out, doing stuff that isn't working towards my future. Again, this won't happen easily. So at the minute, it's a good thing until my mindset has adapted some more, and then I can look at getting another vehicle or fixing fixing the Saab. So I mean, that's basically just a quick bit about, you know, where I am right now and what I have. And there's really, unfortunately, not much else to say on that subject. Okay, so now for the interesting part, really. Well, what I think is most interesting, anyway. You guys may have different opinions. Excuse the squeaking of the chair, by the way. So, most people's aim really is for standard financial freedom. They want to, you know, do what they want when they want, which is awesome. But my goals are a little bit higher. So I've got a big stack of, not like that big, I exaggerated, but I've got a big stack of pictures, and I've shortlisted a couple of them that I want to share with you guys. Hopefully I'll figure out how to add pictures into the video when editing, so it might be a bit better, but just yeah. So, you know, Bentleys, here's the interior of a Bentley Continental, the white interior, which I absolutely love. Interior of the newer Continental, which again I love. Can you see the trend here? Here's a Mulsanne. You know, this is the inside of a Mulsanne, I think. And here is something that I would love. This is a Maybach 6 Cabriolet or something like that. Or just a Maybach 6, I think that's its name. It's a concept from Mercedes. And it probably won't come to fruition just like that. But one of the other things, one of my other goals is just to be able to literally, this is not a production vehicle. I want to be able to walk into Mercedes or go to the CEO of Mercedes and be like, yo, do you know who I am? Are you quite understanding this? Make me this car, you know? If I could do that with any car, I'd go to Cadillac and get them to make the CL, that's CIEL, CL. It is beautiful. So, to elaborate from that point, then I've lost my flip-flop, so the other one's coming off, all good. So, to elaborate from this point, imagine this. I want 10 houses in every country, and in each one of those houses, I want a fleet of green cars. I love green. First car I had was an MG ZT, it was black and green. That got front flipped, long story, which I'm sure you guys will hear about in the weeks, months, and probably, hopefully, definitely going to keep the mindset years to come. So I love green cars. It's all good. So yeah, I want a fleet of green cars, one for every occasion. So think, you know, and a fleet in every house as well. So think about limo, sports, exotic, luxury, performance, 4x4, practicality, things like that. And that's kind of the things my goals are: just what I want, when I want, how I want, where I want. I just literally want to live a completely unlimited life, and just and be completely free, not just financially, but in terms of everything. But um, the biggest inhibitor in the world and the biggest enabler, both the same thing. They're both money and finances. So I want to eradicate all limits and just do what I want, where I want, when I want, and just be completely free. And also, be the boss of something. Be the boss of something big. I want to, one of my goals, obviously, as I'm sure it will be most people's, is to monopolize industries and things like that, and just, become really big. And a lot of people won't think that, we won't like that. They'll be like, this guy's a bit dodgy. But I'm being honest. That's what I want. That's where I want to go. That's where I want to be, and that's how I want to do it. So, and I know it's a bold thing to announce, the way that I want my goals, and people will probably think I'm crazy, but that's okay, because it's those people that don't really get it. So just because I have goals doesn't mean I'll necessarily reach all of them. But I also believe that the higher my goals are, the better I'll eventually end up doing. So here's the baseline. Here's the goals. If I get here, cool. But if the goals are up here, well then I'll get up here. Do you know? It makes sense to me. That's how I feel, and that's my strategy up to this point. But yeah, that's where I want to be. All right, so now we move on to current business. So my current business activities aren't as widespread as I've had, as I had in the past, but they're, quite a bit more focused and better thought out. So the main thing I'm doing right now is Shopify, so specifically drop shipping, and I'm honestly not doing amazing at it. If you don't know what drop shipping is, you set up a store that looks all fancy, you find some products from somewhere else, you research a niche, and you put products in from that niche, and you base everything around the niche. You then get influencers and run ads to people that are in that niche, get them to go through your store, possibly through your ClickFunnels first. And then when they press buy on your store, it's an automatic procedure, and for the product to be ordered from somewhere else and go direct to the customer, and you don't have to do anything. Once you've made the store, it's basically autopilot, apart from running the ads and fulfilling the orders. From what I know, maybe that's wrong, and maybe that's why I'm not doing the best at it at the minute, because I believe that. Who knows? So yeah, I'm honestly not doing amazing at it, but I'm trying my best to learn and understand new things to implement nearly every day, and that's in order to better myself and the store, and the things I do in the future. And the best thing is really that I'm very lucky to have the help of an old business acquaintance who owns one of the, in my view, biggest and best online marketing agencies in the UK, and that's definitely a massive helping hand. He helps me out with a lot of things and advice, and tells me how things are going to perform before they do, and he's usually very right. His predictions are usually bang on. Obviously, sometimes I still go against advice and try things, because if I've got an idea, and someone tells me it's a bad idea, and I listen to them and I'm successful, I might turn around and think to myself, God, if I'd have used my idea, maybe it would have been even better. And then when it comes to bigger money or things that matter even more, there's a possibility that maybe I'd implement that when it matters most, and everything goes a bit belly up. So for me, I like to learn on my own, if that makes any sense. I like to make my own mistakes and come to my own understanding of things to understand. Make mistakes. Making mistakes is brilliant, because it means you're learning in different ways. So hopefully soon enough I'm going to be learning from positive experiences rather than negative experiences. But every experience is an experience, and if it is overall positive, then there's nothing wrong with that, especially in my eyes. But again, I could be completely wrong. It's just my opinion. So yeah, that kind of wraps up this part about current business. All right then. So that is that concludes all of the everything that I've had that is a little bit scripted. I had like some key talking points. Right now, I'm just talking, right out of here. And I just want to thank you guys for watching this far. Really, I know I probably wouldn't have done. And I think I'm going to put something in at the start of the video because I didn't realise how long this was going. I think I'm going to put something at the start talking about maybe increase the play speed a little bit because I'm rambling a bit. Yeah, that's a good word. Rambling. But yeah, thank you for watching this far. And please subscribe. And I'm going to do what everyone else does. Please hit the bell notification and leave a like, obviously. But if not, just a subscription would be really good because I really want to have some motivation to put some valuable content out there. And I really feel that I have a mindset and a way of thinking and a spin on things that I haven't really seen anywhere else on YouTube. Not in one package anyway. I don't want to kind of blow my own trumpet sort of thing, but I really feel like I'm a different thinker and a different presenter. And I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to help a lot of people with what I'm saying and what I'm doing. Just as a side note, if anyone's got any suggestions, leave them in the comments, private message me, do whatever, and I'll look at implementing them straight away. I mean, if you tell me something I think, well, that's good, I'll make a video on it straight away. Because obviously, as any other content creator, I want to get as much content on my channel as possible, make it as unspammy and make it as valuable and all of these sorts of things. So anyway, like I said a second ago, I'm now rambling. I've got nothing left to say. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and please subscribe, leave a like, leave your feedback, whether it's good or bad. I want to hear it all. Thanks for watching, guys.